members of the Fourth Estate of the RIM, the press, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on a lighter note, the legal issues talked about, you have to increase my salary for me to bring my legal knowledge to add to my ministerial duties. So you go and pay consultation and add to my salary. Yes, you are the owner of the post, so add that.
And the procurement man is available.
Well, welcome. I'm elated by this very warm welcome I received today. Very warm welcome. They didn't tell me that a small crowd were waiting outside. I would have insisted on taking that route, but I think the driver just inadvertently, took the other route. Look, I would have loved to see my people firsthand. I'm not happy that they didn't receive me. Many of them are downstairs there, and I think I'll go back. I'll go back. Yes, I'll go back. I must go back and see them, speak with them. I didn't know they were waiting. Thank you for the warm welcome. Mr. President did not send me here by mistake. I think he has clear ideas as to why he sent me here. And I will need your maximum cooperation to make us succeed. I understand, I've read your roadmap, the one developed in 2016. I think 2016, yes. Yeah, 2016. I read it thoroughly, point for point. And our intention is not to disrupt, things that have been done so well. Government is a continuum. If there are things that have not been done properly within the roadmap, we may look at them again. But, and maybe add to the roadmap. But it's not to pull down the roadmap and tear it or say start all over again. Because I know it was a product of a roundtable, stakeholders roundtable in 2016. And so it was well thought out, I like the structure that I saw there. What is only left is for us to know where we are, what milestones we've achieved in respect of each and every item on that roadmap. Like I said, government is a continuum. It's also the same party that's in power. And there are things that have been done properly well. There are things that have not been done properly well, things that I see in the pipeline. We'll look at all of it again. And as we start to get our briefings one by one, my intention is to get my briefings within the next few days. Even if it goes into 1 or 2 weeks, I don't mind. But we should do it thoroughly as we can. And then all of us collectively, I'm just primus inter pares. I'm just first among equals. We'll all work on this together, all of us. We'll think, through some of these things, develop our own ideas, and then take them to Mr. President for approval so that we can kick off. That's what I intend to do here. So like I said, we're not going to just tear down the house and say, we are beginning from the scratch. No. We won't do that at all. But like I said, without mentioning those specific things, there are a few things that we need to look at again, whether we did them properly and what we can do to improve them, even though the objectives were correctly set, but maybe the modus operandi adopted to achieve those objectives were not properly thought out. So we'll look at them again. And see how we can improve on those modus operandi, especially the part of transparency. For me, my watchword would be transparency here. At every point in time, the Nigerian people must understand what we are doing. Nothing will be shrouded in secrecy. must understand what we are doing, we must carry them along. So that we'll not have the kind of complaints, some of the kind of complaints we had in the past. We should be as open as possible because we are serving the Nigerian people. And you know my history. My history is people-oriented, up to my history from private practice to public office. And also my more than 1 decade of prosecuting for the EFCC. I was a major prosecutor for the EFCC. So everything I do has always been, with the aim of satisfying the people first. And so we will look at a few things, especially in the industry, from the more complex issues to the very simple issues that everyday Nigerians want to see. Everyday Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians. The complaints they have, the things that are, the part of the optics they see every day, they may not know the work we are doing behind, or that you guys have been doing behind, in terms of, especially in terms of safety, of passengers and the aviation environment. They may not see behind the scene to see all the things you are doing. Sometimes they appreciate more the optics, what they see every day, the cleanliness of the environment, how early they get their flights, and all that, So from the more complex to the everyday things, we're going to look at all of them and how we can improve on them. We'll look at them. But at every point in time, we must put the people first. We must put the people first. This is not a stage, this is not a forum where I'm going to make some detailed remarks about certain things I have noticed. Like I said, I looked at your roadmap thoroughly. I read it over and over and over again, your roadmap, and most of the things you've achieved. I've also spoken to the permanent secretary before now, and he's given me a skeleton of a few milestones that we have achieved, but we're not no details yet. But we've got the skeleton already. So we'll look at all of that as time goes on. I'll be anxious to start getting my briefings as soon as possible. Myself and the permanent secretary, PS and myself, we may have to sit down later today to drop a schedule. We don't have a schedule yet as to the departments who will start tomorrow. I want to kick off tomorrow. Okay, so drop a schedule. I want a comprehensive schedule. I want to, after that, then schedule the agencies. They all come here. After the directors, schedule the agencies. We can take 2 directors per 2-3 per day. Yeah, we can, depending on what we can. We should be ready to roll up our sleeves and work late into the night. Private people will work late into the night looking for money. But civil servants, most at 5 o'clock they close. So I will drag you into the private sector mentality. We will work late to achieve our objectives. So schedule. Let's meet later and drop a schedule.